In this week's episode of Talking About Orks, we're going over the Bonebreaka, which is the battle wagon variant you will most likely see on the battlefield, because it's actually pretty good. So Bonebreaka is a single model equipped with a death roller. So it's just a battle wagon and a death roller, and an art case because it is toughness 8. So you don't have an option to take the art case because it's already built in, which also means it lacks open topped. This model may take a cannon, kill cannon, or zap gun, and since the transport capacity is already 12, you're not losing anything from taking the kill cannon. But it's not so much meant so much to be carrying stuff as it is to do the assaulting itself. You can take up to 4 big shooters, and it may take items from the battle wagon equipment list. You don't really need to add any other things to it because the death roller is pretty good in and of itself. Death roller, of course, is melee strength +1, -2 damage, and add 3 to the hit rolls for attacks made with this weapon. So it's hitting on 2s. And it's always hitting on 2s no matter how many wounds are left, because the weapon skill and ballista skill don't decay. The strength and number of attacks decay, but not the weapon skill. So if it is undamaged or above half, it is strength, with the death roller, it is strength 9, which is pretty darn impressive. There aren't too much stuff in this game that's better than strength 8 or 9 inherently. So yeah, that's pretty good. And so you're going to be wounding a Land Raider or Knight on 3. So hitting on 2s, wounding on 3s. You're going to, and at -2, you're going to get some damage in. And the reason why you're going to get some damage in is because of Bonebreaka ramp. Add D6 to the attack characteristics of this model in the fight phase until the end of that phase if it made a charge move this turn. It's interesting they worded it this way, until end of phase, because none of the stratagems we have that allow you to fight a second time would apply to vehicles. They're either characters or infantry, but you can't use them on vehicles, which I guess would be broken because you don't want Gorka not fighting twice either. But even at that, you're still, if you can get 7 or 8, it's 6 base attacks at full strength, at strength 9. So if you charge your knight, of course you're going to die horribly once you get done the attacking, but you're going to get, on average 9 attacks. You're going to hit with 7 or 8 of them, wound with 5 of them. You're going to save 1 or 2. That's 8 to 10 damage off a knight. And then of course he's going to take his big sword and just pummel it. But that's still, I don't think that's a bad trade-off. Because the trick with the Bonebreaka is you're going to use ramming speed with it. Ramming speed, of course, gives you a 3d6 charge and the chance of doing mortal wounds. So, you're talking 140 points to take down half a knight is almost exactly point for point. The way it should is almost exactly point for point. And the reason why you want to use ramming speed, of course, is because like the other battle wagon variants, it lacks Irigo. So you have to have ramming speed for this model to really be effective. And again, like I said, it only carries 12 models, so that'd be good for 6 Mega Knobs. Not a bad use for it, in my opinion. Kind of goes with the theme. Or 10 regular knobs and a war banner. Something crazy. Bonebreakers are pretty darn good. They do clock in at 140 points, so they're a point more than a regular battle wagon with a death roller. But again, for that extra point, you get the Bonebreaka ram roll and a mandatory art case. So you can fit it out with guns if you want to. You can give it a full complement of battle wagon weapons. So it's not just charging blindly. You can actually do some damage, hopefully, on the way in. And of course, this is definitely something you want to consider to put in Teleporta. You can put this and anything on board in Teleporter for 2 command points, and then when it drops down, you use ramming speed to get that 3d6 charge, which is almost impossible to fail with a command point reroll, and just bust something up. Especially if you get 9 to 12 attacks, that's a lot of damage, and especially against any of the new Primaris stuff that's coming out. Getting anything that's 2 damage is going to be very nice. Especially at -2, you're just gonna be wrecking stuff with this thing. It's just between the extra attacks and the mortal wounds, the Bonebreakers definitely get some work done. And then it dies horribly in the next turn, but hopefully by then it's at least earned its points back. And again, if we can take half the wounds off a knight, which is definitely possible, it's earned its points back in my opinion. Because then once they kill the thing, they've got all the stuff to come out of it to deal with too. Whatever that might be. So I bet you probably played Bonebreakers. I haven't actually played one yet, but I've seen them played. I've suffered them. And they're very much the best variant of the Battle Wagon in the Codex. So let me know what your thoughts are below. Thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching this episode of Talking About Orcs. Please subscribe and hit the bell button for notifications for new Talking About Orcs videos every Wednesday, new battle reports every Friday, and hobby videos whenever I can. Thanks for watching.